What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video here at The Bad Philosopher. I am Rick Knight. In this video, I would like to talk about Bill Cosby this morning, sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison for a sexual assault that took place 14 years ago in his home in a suburban area of Philadelphia. The statute of limitation did not save him because he was within the time frame. The other 30-something women who accused him was outside of that time frame, so he cannot be charged with that. Let's not forget, in 2008, I think it was, he paid a woman off so he didn't have to go to court and admit his guilt. Bill Cosby is a rapist, and he's going to jail, and I am happy to see him suffer for his consequences. Suffer the consequences for his actions, because he deserves it. Too bad they couldn't catch him sooner in life, therefore we could have prevented the other women from being victimized. Also, it's a shame that he didn't go to jail when he was younger for multiple counts of rape, so he could have done longer time in prison and really suffer for his actions. But he was convicted and he was sentenced, and I'm very happy that he's going to possibly do the remainder of his life in prison. I'm wondering, why didn't the left really get on board with this? Why didn't members of the left didn't really get behind this? And why wasn't there any protesting? Why wasn't there any real outrage against Bill Cosby? I've seen a lot of people on social media defending him. I've seen a lot of people say, oh, this is a setup, that they only charge him with that because he's black. And they only did that because he was going to buy Mars, right? Some reason the people think he was supposed to buy all of these corporations. Every time I see people talking about it, it's a different corporation. He was supposed to buy NBC, then he was supposed to buy Disney, then he was supposed to buy the moon, and he was supposed to buy all these things, and they didn't want him to buy that. They didn't want him to legally buy a company being legally sold because he's black. So they set all this up. And I'm just reading this. I'm reading on this nonsense that people put through social media in the last few years. And I'm like, where's the common sense in all of this? It's completely race motivated. Completely race motivated. There wasn't an actual thought in any of this. People don't think about nothing. You know, they're like children looking up at a colorful mobile spinning around, and it's just spinning there and saying, oh, look at the pretty colors and the noise. You know, people are just stupid. Very stupid people. Bill Cosby is a rapist, not because he's black, not because he was going to buy the solar system, but because he's a super creep, and now he's going to prison, and I'm happy. You know, people didn't come out in defense of Harvey Weinstein. No one said, oh, but wait a minute. You know, no one said anything the second it was announced that he was doing what, you know, he was up to what he was up to. No one supported Harvey Weinstein. And no doubt about it, he's another fucking creep and a rapist, and he's all of that, and hopefully he ends up doing high numbers in prison, or at least the highest numbers they possibly can give him for his role. But no one made that big of a deal like they did with Bill Cosby. And you'll say, well, what kind of a big deal? I mean, if Harvey was accused and he was fired and then eventually arrested, I mean, you know, it's just like Bill Cosby. Well, there was a movement that started because of Harvey Weinstein, right? There was a hashtag Me Too movement that started. That movement was started, very coincidental, by the way. Like, once it came out that Harvey Weinstein was this super creep and everyone in Hollywood knew, all of a sudden, hashtag Me Too. Everyone's a victim. All women in Hollywood became victims instantly. The very second they knew that you knew that they knew that Harvey was a rapist, they all became victims right away. And now you can't blame them for anything, because if you do, you are victim blaming. Very ingenious plan with the Me Too movement. The sad part about all of this is the amount of women who really were and really are and will be sexually assaulted by these fucking creeps out there, by these rapists. that will do something like this to a woman and to a young girl and to a little boy. You understand? Their cases will not be taken serious because there are so many accusations coming out. So many times people are saying, he did this to me, he did that. The Brett Kavanaugh situation, these two women who are both liars. They're both lying, and the left knows they're lying, and the left is lying as well. Every time you have a case like that, all of those cases overshadow the real cases of women really being abused. But none of you really care about that. You don't. And the left doesn't care about that. Hollywood certainly doesn't care about that. They have their own agenda. That's why I say this is all bogus. It's all bullshit. Every single bit of it. Nonsense. Bill Cosby is a rapist. Harvey Weinstein is a rapist. You, Hollywood, knew what was going on with Harvey Weinstein, and you didn't say anything because you're cowards. Brett Kavanaugh did not attempt to rape that woman, that liar, Miss Forbes, or this retard Ramirez, who's saying he exposed herself. They're lies. All right, let's be real. This political thing is nonsense, and this is what the left has been doing. Just wanted to throw that out there. It just had to be said. I don't see anyone saying it like that and being upfront with it. I mean, I already expressed myself about how I feel about a rapist, how we should start tossing them off of buildings or hanging them in public. But definitely Hollywood. You knew what was going on, and you didn't say anything because you're cowards, and you formed a movement to protect yourself. Bill Cosby, no one gave a shit. No one cared. The left didn't care to go after him. Let the courts handle it. We won't say nothing. We won't get there. We won't stand up on stage when we're receiving an award and say anything about Bill Cosby. Instead, we'll vilify the straight white male. But we won't say anything about Bill Cosby. We'll point fingers at everyone else. And we'll also stand up and applaud Roman Polanski, even though he won't even come back to the country, because if he does, he's going to be sentenced. He'll go to jail for rape. Disgusting. That's all I have today. Just wanted to throw that out there. Thank you.